Okay. If you don't have any other questions, let's look at sleep or thoughts. Sleep's really simple. Haven't done it. I mean, the main thing is to find their note and simply do binaural beats. I mean, let me backtrack. The first, what we just talked about is all these different aspects of getting people to a place of peace and stillness, right? So, doing sound, playing any instruments, oops, do voice healing, do sound with the instruments or voice, have them play an instrument or do sound. Sometimes to get them to do sound, it takes a little working it up, doing call and response. And then have them play the instruments as well, play sound on them or do their home note. All of these are good. Any way you can get them to go to a place of peace through the day. Because a lot of people think, oh, sleep means I need to do something at night. If I'm not sleeping well, I need to do it at night. Well, the truth is, you need to be peaceful through the day, and then you will easily go to sleep at night. If you're stressed out all day and you're thinking, oh, I'll just do this at night and I'll go to sleep, well, your nervous system is wound up, right? You need to go to peace multiple times through the day. And that means listening to music, doing sounds, anything that resonates with them. So a lot of it is creating a playlist for them. Creating a playlist that they can listen to and take off. Okay, let's just do like a 3-minute song that you'll listen to in the middle of your day. Or tone any vowel for 3 minutes. Or whenever anything comes up, if you could take a 3-minute break, just do something that will bring you to a place of peace. And do that at least 10 times a day would be good. At least 5, right? So your system gets where it's natural for you to be at peace, right? That's what's going to help you. I have my friend, actually, another big thing, because my friend's having a lot of a hard time with sleep, is stop doing coffee, right? Or at least max 1 cup in the morning, right? And lay off the chocolate, right? After at least no more after 2 o'clock. Even I do 1 cup of green tea in the morning, right? And that's it, right? And don't do it through any caffeine through the day, right? Because you're just amping your system up, and that's huge. It's just the discipline of doing that, right? But then binaural beats in delta are proven to help tune to you. Tune to you, right? So we do the rhythms and play each of them, and we find your note, and then we get a CD tuned to you in delta. There's tons of delta binaural beat recordings on YouTube, but you got to get lucky that they're tuned to you. But they might get lucky, so they can just do research on sleep things. There's also nature sounds can be good, although some nature sounds are too activating. All right, so you could try have them go through YouTube and look for. There's like a million sleep things on YouTube, right? And just do a little research and see what works for them. All right, so that's really cool. But these binaural beats tuned to them, that's well proven that it works really effectively. I know a guy just recently. He's like, I couldn't sleep and I got these, and now I sleep through the night, and my whole life has changed. I don't have a lot of details on sleep other than this. I mean, there's obvious things. One thing that I do is never bring electronics into the bedroom. Right? I mean, about 4 years ago, I stopped bringing my computer to bed, and it's really dramatically has changed. I only read in bed now, and I have a little night light that connects to the top of my book, and I just do reading. And so no electronics. Even that night light is blue light, so it's not the best. But also, I've got really low warm lighting. I've got all these kind of like yellow lights in my room. So when I go to bed, all the lights are already nice and warm, right? And then I take a bath often too. But so that's really huge where you're because blue light triggers melatonin. They know that, right? So that's the obvious things. No electronics in the bedroom, or even 2 hours before, right? At least an hour before. That's that's like number one right there. It's so huge because it's not only the blue light, it's the flickering of the screen. There is a flickering of the screen that isn't training your brain into not you as well, but activating. But if you can get people to start doing sound with the voice, get them to play an instrument, right? Just anything to release. Mhm. Do you have something you want to say, Elena? Oh, okay.
Yes, David, I want to say that many of my ex-patients, elderly, they never went when they are on the care homes and have dementia or the mental health patient. They too little outside to get the daylight. That's what we are talking about, the circadian rhythm. As you know, people should be outside and get the sun.
Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I think that's good for anything. Sounds
So
of.
I was thinking this dementia people, they only get the pills. I have the patient who has 10 different medication, but they never been outside to get the sunlight. What do you think about it?
I think that's major. Not only outside, but if you can get them anywhere close to rivers or ocean or anything that makes sound, that's even better. But yeah, sunlight. I think you're totally. It's major. It's kind of bizarre that basic dementia wards never. Maybe they do. Maybe they do go outside, but it seems critical. Excellent. Thank you.
There is a study that was conducted over, I don't know, 20 or 30 years on a group of men in Wales. And half of the group would go for walk every single day, and the other group didn't. And the ones that didn't walk all developed, more dementia or Alzheimer's. And the other group actually stayed pretty normal and active for their old age. So
Wow.
I need to see where I read that, but I was fascinated by it. So yeah.
Excellent. There's also studies that if you learn music when you're young, and especially if you become a musician, the effects of dementia are way less. There's detailed studies on that from Northwestern University. So it's really so, but that means learning or playing an instrument later is good too, right? So any way you get sound and music in you. I mean, simply just getting them to sing little silly songs can be really good, right? Or sweet songs, or beautiful songs. Very good. The main part of sleep is the first 2 or 3 hours is when you go into delta. And delta, if you don't go into that delta in the first 2 or 3 hours, you will die. You have to go into delta every night, or you die pretty quickly. Or not quickly, but you will die. Whereas if you don't sleep the rest of the night, you don't die, you're just tired, right? Because the rest of the night it's mostly theta, dream state. But the delta happens normally within the first 2 hours, actually. We had a dream researcher that presented last year. And so that's really important to not be interrupted at that point. I don't like sound while I'm asleep, although for people that are can't sleep through the night, I know one guy, he actually said my sleep CD saved his life because he plays it through the night and is able to sleep through the night now. But generally, if sound makes me not sleep as well if it's going on, because you're basically being hit by sound waves all night long. I like it to be quiet right through the night. There's a very cool device by Home Addicts. Let's see, I can probably find it pretty quickly here. That's very cheap. There we go. This one here. It's like $22, and it's got like different sounds, which are white noise and different, but it's got the ocean, and the ocean is way better than white noise, right? And it's got thunder and rain. I didn't like. My favorite was the ocean, right? But it's nice to have a timer so that it will actually go, oh, this one does have a timer. So it goes off on its own. The one I had didn't have a timer. But that's very cool. So it goes off, after a certain amount of time so that you don't have it on the whole night. It's very cool. It's $22. And I know the woman I was with at the time, she loved this. I didn't really like anything to go to sleep, but it's known that white noise, which is the same as ocean and rain and stuff, breaks up repeating thoughts because it's not a real frequency, it's a partial frequency. And it's a bunch of random partial frequencies. So it's really, which is similar to a gong, but gong's too activating. Right? So it breaks up those repeating thoughts, but I just don't like it through the night. Although I live right here on the ocean, and often I do hear the ocean through the night, but it's a more natural white noise, right? And it's a few hundred yards away, so it's not that loud.
Would you recommend this for someone that can't sleep because they dream too much?
Yeah,
Someone just literally is so exhausted because she wakes up and she has dreamt the whole night through and has never found a way of stopping that.
It might be worth a try because it's so cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, again, the main thing, we do the treatment for $148 where we actually find their note and get them binaural beats and delta, right? But this is like $22, so I think it's definitely worth a try.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. If you can get anybody to take on sounds of music, find music, help them put together a playlist, right? Put together a playlist on Spotify, right, of sleep music that you love, right? And play, or not just sleep through the day, but anything that mellows you out through the day, and play it over as much as you can, right? Or get a bowl and just tone for 5 minutes, right? Any way you can get your system to calm down over and over through the day. I think that's the number one thing right there. Your kitty almost looks like my kitty. Almost has the exact same markings. Okay, that's really all I have for today. Any thoughts, comments, questions, sounds?
Good stuff, David. Thank you.
Cool. Oh, within a couple of weeks, I'll have this all posted on the site in more organized form, and so I'll send it out when I have that ready, and then you can share it with people and stuff. Yeah, thank you for all of your input.
No, thank you, David.
Let's do 3 ohms. Let's do 3 ohms for all of those people with dementia and those that are angry and can't sleep.
Is there a chance maybe to get the treatment plan earlier, as I'm seeing my mom next week?
Well, the dementia is already posted.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
it's already on. If you go to medicalsoundassociation.com, and yeah, go to integrative sound. Yeah, it's all the things. There's some little more details that we talked about today, but the one I went through is already there.
thank
Cool.
you.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Very
Bye.
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.